Hi guys, welcome to my channel. My name is Stephanie Menendez. Glad to have you here. Today we're going to be talking about how you can become a teacher without majoring in education, without having a teaching certificate already. If you're interested in content like this, please subscribe, like, and follow me on Instagram. I'm going to be talking a lot about what it's like to be a teacher, first year teacher, transitioning, career advice, college advice. If you're interested in anything like that, please give me a subscribe and a like. And with that being said, no one likes a long intro. Let's get into it. Okay, so how do you teach without having majored in education or without already having your teaching certificate? So I'm kind of going to go through my process and give you another way you could become a teacher without these qualifications as well. So I'm currently teaching high school in North Carolina. I graduated from a four-year university. I majored in biological anthropology, minored in biology, Spanish, evolutionary anthropology, and primatology. So I kind of had a few different subjects I could have taught, but I would say more so fell into teaching. I know someone who is working at a high school and they still did not have a Spanish teacher and the school year was about to begin. So they're really trying to fill this position. She knew that I had a background in Spanish and she asked me if I was interested. At the time, I was working at a veterinary clinic and I wasn't extremely loving it, and teaching had always been on my radar. I had considered applying through the lateral entry program, so I was really happy that this opportunity kind of fell into my lap. Not to say that you can't do this without someone reaching out to you asking you if you would be interested in this position. The process would still basically be the same. So I kind of had a phone interview / information session with this principal, and it went really well. So he asked me to apply through the district. I put in my application through the lateral entry application, which basically was just, I do have a degree but not in education. I don't have my teaching certificate. Asked me about coursework, previous jobs, why I wanted to start teaching, things of that nature. And then upon submitting that application and getting that application approved, I could then submit that application for different positions in the district. So since I had already communicated with this principal and he was interested in hiring me and working towards the district also hiring me for that position, I just applied to that position and they started working on getting me hired and through that process. So I would say I probably waited about a month from when I put in that application to actually getting accepted and able to start training and such. So it was kind of a frustrating process. It was time consuming, but I definitely am not upset about it by any means. There, of course, is a teacher shortage. There's a lot of people trying to get their foot in the door and a lot of applications that they're processing. And so it was just crazy. Took a while. Definitely do not envy anybody who's in licensure and hiring. So applaud and hats off to those people. But it did take a while. So I ended up actually starting maybe a month after the school year began, which had its own set of challenges, but nonetheless, I did get started. So yes, I did go in without having this teacher's certification, but when you take on this position, you apply and get accepted, you basically are promising that you are going to be applying to programs and within the first year and getting accepted to take more courses to then get your teaching certification. So I ended up doing that. Luckily, I did not have to rush off to take the praxis. So you can teach outside of the coursework that you've already had, as long as you pass the praxis, the big teaching test in that subject area. So say I majored in biological anthropology, but I wanted to teach art. If I pass the praxis for art, I can teach it. But luckily I had over 24 college credit hours, which is the requirement to be highly qualified or to teach without having to take the praxis first. So started teaching. I had 4 training days. Crazy. I mean, normally you have like 2 weeks worth of training. I had 4, so it was like, here's kind of what teaching is gonna look like. This is how you plan a lesson and what to expect in classroom management, all in 4 days. And that started on a Monday, and on the 5th day, the Friday, I got to go into my school, my classroom kind of set up, and maybe observed another teacher, kind of asked some questions, and then that following Monday, I started teaching and continued teaching. So then my next steps were to continue to do the trainings that were required for beginning year teachers, continue with the observations. I had and continue to have principal and peer observations to make sure I'm kind of like on track for the school year, not, I know my content and things of that nature. And then I recently, probably a little too late, but nonetheless, applied and got accepted into a teaching program. They said because I had over 24 credit hours in like secondary science and in Spanish, I was, quote, highly qualified to teach these. So happens that I might be teaching both science and Spanish next year, so I chose both of these subject areas to focus on in the program. And then I'll have 2 more years to then finish this program and take my praxis for my subject areas and actually get my teaching license for the state of North Carolina. So that's kind of the process that I'm working in right now. And again, I do have to pay for these extra courses. So this is an investment. It's an extreme time investment and then financial investment as well. So that's definitely something to consider with my route, but there is another route as well, which kind of is what my teaching program really markets. It's that if you're interested in teaching, then you can apply to these programs, get accepted. They assess whether or not you need to really just go ahead and take the praxis. You may just want to get it out of the way. You can do that, and then you won't have to worry about it. You'll just be focusing on the classes, but you can do that. Sorry, my doggies are singing in the background. You can do that, and then you will continue on to then apply. So you can either start the program and then apply, or start and finish the program and then apply, but then you would have probably had your teaching certification. So there's a few different routes that you can go. All right, I hope this video was really helpful for you guys. If you learned something, please like, subscribe, comment down below what you would like to teach, maybe what you are teaching. Again, thanks so much for the support and hope to see you guys in the next one. Bye.